then there's that one, and so I went to someone that I was familiar with in order to help me out with this presentation. How's the market? Now that is an ever-present question and ever-changing answers. Kind of like a smoke detector, the test is only good for the day you do it. So here are some facts and a full disclosure for you all, my interpretations. So 2018, we'll kick off with single family and PUDs for South County only. Prices were down a bit. Note I'm using cumulative days on the market. I feel it's a truer indicator, and this 66 here is one down figure. All parties enjoy very much, agents being the most. 2017 saw more units sold, but 2018 percentages of sales, both in the last listing price and the original, were up from 2017. Perhaps a sign of sellers being more realistic. So for median sales price, I went back to our top of the market in 2005 and bundled areas. So here's Santa Barbara, 15 and 20, or east and west of state. From 2005, prices declined from $1.2 million on down 37% to the bottom in 2011, then rebounded 68% to their current $1,267,500. Carpinteria and Summerlin were at a high of $1,262,000 and fell 49% in 6 years, then turned around and came up a whopping 70% and are now even with 2007 prices at $1,000,001. Goleta North and South suffered an extra year of a downturn. 7 years from 2005's $960,000 median to 2012, then came up to almost $929,000, but that's actually a bit up from 2017. Now I'm taking you into the Wayback Machine with Mr. Peabody and Sherman. So we find ourselves in 2000. In order to visualize that phenomenal run-up or the inflating balloon. What a ride. Now, these median sales prices include all areas, and I want to point out to what I call that water line you just saw go across there. This one flows between 2005 and 2017, $1,250,000 being the same figure for both of those years. If your client is contemplating selling now and asks, how's the market? This chart is the one that I would help them and share for historical perspective. And when you look at this is, you look at one year and you look at the other one and you say, if you want to sell now, instead of waiting, and they're saying, well, maybe I'll wait a few years, and you say, well, if and when that market goes down like it did before, you may have to wait 10 years for that market to come back up again to what I call that water line. So what I tell to those folks is, stick to your plan, move close to your family. And here are the units sold since 2000. You may be thinking these charts look a little bit familiar to you, but wait for it. This is what I find interesting. The bottom for the unit sold was 2008. That's 3 years prior to the bottom of the prices. So I combined sales price with units sold. And look what happens when inquiring minds want to know. The number of sales in red grow from 2000 to 2004. Pulling the prices up in blue until the number of sales drop in 2005 and continue down to 2008. But prices hold on through 2008 until bad times and bankruptcies eventually dragged down home values through 2011. Savvy investors took advantage, and we see sold units rising before prices, and then they meet up and kind of becomes a stable market right there. Now, one of the things that I note here, if you take a look at the right hand at 2018, that is the first year where both things, the unit sales and the sales price went down together since the year 2008. So on to condos. Our condo market was still solid. Both list and sales prices were up in 2018 from 2017. Days on market, 1 day less, and it continued being really strong in percentages of both sales prices and the list and the original. Condos did not get that bump up in 2007. For districts 05 through 35, the median sales price steadily dropped, just like Goleta's homes, for 7 years, from 2005's peak of $675,000 until their bottom in 2012. 2013 saw a sharp rebound, then a more tempered growth for 6 years, gaining 63% to reach $650,000. So now let's see what Mr. Peabody and Sherman have for us on our condos. We're back in the Wayback Machine. So a beautiful picket fence symmetry, reaching back to 2000. Here, our waterline flows from 2006's $655,000 to 2018's $650,000, so pretty close. Now, sitting with our condo seller, who was wondering whether to sell now and asks, how's the market? We show them the waterline and review. 5 years up, 7 years down, 6 years up, and the question being, are you feeling lucky? So those were the sale prices. Here are the number of units sold. So just like homes and PUDs, condo units sold bottomed in 2008, once again 3 years earlier than prices. So let's see what these look like combined. Familiar? Yes. Unit sales went wild, causing prices to climb, and as they did so, units tapered down. Prices peaked in 2005, yet remained above units sold through 2011. In 2012, units skyrocketed as investors and bargain hunters swooped down and bought like crazy until 2016. That's a few years longer than they did for homes and PUDs. Then prices crept ahead and the market settled into more stability. Now, I'm showing you listings these past 4 years because we've experienced an unusual amount of inventory coming to market through 4 new developments. I've labeled those 765 units off market. Although some units are listed in our MLS and there is agent cooperation. Still, it's an incredible number of listings on top of our MLS figures. All the new units sold show up in court, and some do in our MLS. So there is a bit of crossover here and in our listings. This also shows our units sold are probably above 2015. Here's where those new units are located, most of you know, and you can see there are some single-family residences, a decent number actually, of 91 between Carneros and Tree Farm. Yet there may be only 1 or 2 of those left under 700,000 out of 765. So if buyers in the 500 to 700,000 range desire new and modern, they are priced out of here. Otherwise, Vineyard Village in Buellton offers condos from the low 4s to the high 5s. And if you work in Goleta, it's a beautiful drive south, and it's usually less time a commute than coming from Carpinteria during the commute times. Their alternative is to rent. So what's their buying power at prices they're paying from $2,500 to $4,100 per month? That's the 500 and 700,000 range, with no new modern inventory. As we know, a discouraging situation. So as for rates, we're not quite to 5%. We're holding in the 4s, but the prediction from those in the know is about 5.1 to 5.3 up through year's end. But here's the overall picture. Look what it used to be, so no whining. Enough said. I was asked to present a forecast. I may have misunderstood. So, as to the future, check your magic 8-ball. To prognosticate is to take risk of error. But I know what I'm feeling about the market, kind of soft. And with that, I'll leave you with a reminder of our main goal, which is helping our clients know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Thank you.